Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm here today to talk about the new moon in Taurus that's happening on May 7th, 2024 at 8:21 p.m. Pacific time. These horoscopes are based on whole sign Western astrology. So when I'm talking about a sign or a house, I'm basing it on the rising sign. If you don't know your rising sign, you might want to go to one of the free birth calculators on the internet. You just need your exact time of birth and location to determine that information. I also, as an intuitive astrologer, believe that the moon is really the most influential planet that affects us. We are humans, we are emotional creatures, and we cannot really manifest unless our emotions are aligned to our beliefs, and that helps us take our actions. So, having said that, I want to encourage you all to find out what your moon sign is and to look and see and look at the videos for your moon sign and any astrologer that you look at. So I really believe that it's the moon, the rising, and then the sun are the three biggies. That's just my perception. I have put I put this slide up so that you can see what house this new moon is going to happen. So for our Aries rising, it'll be in the second house of possessions. Taurus, it'll be in the house of self, your rising sign, etc., etc. So as I talk about these things, you're going to want to apply it to this environment depending upon your rising sign. So here, let's start. We see this new moon in Taurus at 18 degrees. This particular wheel has a Scorpio rising. So if you're watching this in your Scorpio rising, you'll see here Taurus is the seventh house. There's been a lot going on in the sign of Taurus. We've experienced the Jupiter and Uranus conjunction. And this conjunction is within 4 degrees of this new moon. So very much this could be planting the seeds for something new, something that feels as if it's moving your story forward in whatever house Taurus is for you. The 18th degree is the Virgo degree. So we're seeing this sort of, this new moon is really going to look at how do I make my money? How do I treat my body? What are my daily habits? How do I inadvertently tether myself to something because I'm in lack or fear or scarcity? Meaning maybe you have a job that you hate, but it pays the bills. This new moon is going to give you an opportunity to plant the seeds for something new to start. And again, I want to emphasize the beginning point is your emotional body, which is why I'm such a big fan of the moon being the most influential sign. We can see here that as we're planting the seeds in the darkness of night, we're going to be considering the processes and how the Virgo energy is going to want to think it through and to try to see how the road ahead lies. And yet we're planting in the very darkest phase of the moon. So as I perceive it, and while Venus is not in a very tight conjunction, she is in her rulership within 8 degrees of this new moon. So I'm going to be thinking about my confidence, about wanting to make my money, about using my own skills, about my partnerships and how they affect my feelings of liberation, to be myself, to express myself authentically. The Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that everyone has been talking about is still in play during this new moon. There's only a 3-degree difference. So again, I'm going to be thinking about business, about money, Jupiter here, about expanding myself somehow. Jupiter rules publishing, marketing, influencing. So if you are, producing on any of the platforms, any content, you can see things starting to expand and grow as you plant the seeds for your expansion. Now I want to click on Jupiter here, and we'll see that we have this, I'm sorry, when I clicked on it, it moved the signs. I'll put it back in a minute, but we see that Pluto has gone retrograde. Pluto went retrograde on the 2nd of May. It is revisiting the Uranian ideas. of how do I want to express myself? What are the social groups that I hang out? What are my friends like? Am I enjoying them? This Pluto is bringing up an underbelly, and if the underbelly is out of balance in any way, it's going to support its transformation. We see this beautiful trine to the whole new moon, to Uranus, to Jupiter, and we see that Jupiter specifically is making a sextile to Neptune, a tighter sextile. We also know that Neptune is making a sextile to Pluto for over the next 10 years as they travel through the zodiac together. I think this is really powerful because this is Jupiter rules philosophy, what I believe overall, my religious beliefs. It also rules foreign people, foreign places, and for me, foreign experiences, things I've never done before that shift my philosophies, my ideologies in life. So there is a strong, favorable dynamic going on here. We see this little triangle from Jupiter here to Pluto, offering transformation, offering even an abundance of resources coming in, an awareness of something that can, Pluto rules money, Jupiter rules money, Venus rules money, all in various stages. So here we're applying our skills, we're planting the seeds, we're checking in on what do I feel? How confident do I feel about the things I'm endeavoring? And if I do feel some wobble, what can I do to help myself create a process to or go through some sort of it would be a process. I can't even word it any other way to help me build my confidence. This 18-degree new moon makes me feel as if I'm starting the conscious awareness and putting within my daily habits the things that I want to create for myself. And while I do that, I feel like the Mercury and Chiron are very much exposing a wanting to express yourself individualistically. To Aries is naturally the first house of self. And so your own personal wants and desires, how you want to spend your day, how you want to make your money is going to have an opportunity to be planted right now. And I think that a lot of that is aligning your emotional body to the idea that why not you? Why can't you have what you want? And if you're willing to be diligent within your practice of being aware of your focus, you'll be able to start to anchor that idea into a reality. Chiron represents the wound, yes, but it also represents the gift. And here is Mercury in its third conjunction with this point, this asteroid begging us to transform the wound. And I say begging because the North Node is here, ravenous to experience a sense of self. And we have such a strong energy of Mars at the 5th degree, the Leo degree during this new moon. I want to express myself. I want to have pleasure in how I make my money and how I spend my day. And then Venus is supporting this at the 10th degree, which is the Capricorn degree of putting structure into a situation. So I think when you look at the wheel here, there's always going to be an opposition between the nodes. So we basically don't have really any powerful oppositions that we haven't already been experiencing. We have a little bit of a challenge during this new moon about, our traditional committed partnerships in the sign of Libra, making a quincunx to Saturn, which is my history, my fears, my obligations, and my duties. At the same time, we see Saturn is at the Leo degree as well. The 5th degree, the 17th degree, and the 29th degree are all Leo degrees in various stages of development. So here Saturn is really starting to root in structure for the things that I enjoy and to express myself creatively through a practice, my divine spiritual practices, either of meditation, visualization, or focused in how you speak, in what you speak. And if you need to do something, being able to acknowledge the obligation that need represents, Saturn. And then if you get to do something, we see that more represented here in the new moon. It feels very much like I get to be myself with Uranus, expanding my sense of self, birthing my sense of self, and potentially birthing myself out in a broader way through technology. I don't want to make everything about the internet, but our lives run through the internet. So I think this is really a powerful new moon. I think that that quincunx is, sort of a blind spot where things don't quite, the planets don't quite see eye to eye. And yet this is a habitual point. So I think that the South Node is really representing these old dynamics that may be sitting underneath the surface. And that's where Pluto is supporting the transformation of your thoughts, your philosophies of life, your potential business. There's just so many wonderful things here. Now, this is going to be a pretty brief video because the aspects are so favorable during this new moon that I just want to encourage you to take a minute to think about the Taurus energy of the five senses and how you want to experience that, and embracing the idea that your everyday life can be more comfortable, more Venusian based than maybe work based. And oftentimes the earth energy creates a real need for financial security and flow. And this is an opportunity to know that flow will come as you endeavor the things that you love. And I also want to point out that we have been having a concentration of energy within, the planets in Taurus. So this is going to come up for us all over the next, the next 2 months. All these planets are slowly migrating into the Taurus and Gemini, and then Gemini Cancer energy. So at the end of the month, we'll see Jupiter move into Gemini, and then all this activity, by the way, is really setting up a big shift in 2025, because in 2025 we're going to see Neptune move into Aries, Saturn move into Aries, and Uranus move into Gemini. All right, everybody, that's it for me for this new moon in Taurus. Take advantage of the energies that I think are so favorable right now, and allow your heart to speak louder than your brain. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.